on? Where are we?
We're
Oh,
on.
we're here. Can you hear us?
Quick draw and grow, mate.
I know, right? Welcome, guys.
Hello.
Welcome to
again.
episode 119.
Sounds about right.
Is it?
Mm.
Well, I just make it up. How are we?
Close enough, isn't it?
Oh, wow. It's been busy. Who else is excited for Father's Day? Beach?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's Father's Day. Still wondering what I'm going to get from a cat.
Are you?
Mm.
What do you think, Furball?
Hope not. I've got a lot of them already.
Really?
Been collecting them.
Welcome, guys. Welcome to everybody watching. This is another installment of Hearns Live. There's been heaps happening in store this week.
It's been picking up. It's been getting busier and busier, hasn't it? With stuff coming in.
Heaps of
People
stuff we
visiting.
haven't seen before. Stuff come back in.
Yep.
People visiting. Fathers getting presents for themselves.
Yep.
And people getting presents for fathers. It's working out well.
That's right.
All right. Who's on?
We've got Mr. Tony P.
Tony
joining us
P.
again.
How are you, Tony P? He was in store the other day.
And we've got Mr. Bossman Jeff.
Bossman Jeff.
He's on again.
Welcome on, Jeffy. Jeffy's video went up the other
It did?
day. Yeah, I don't think it's been premiered,
No,
but the link is visible through the
the racing
Hearns,
site.
the Hearns Racing Facebook page.
Yeah.
So yeah, check out that little video. What have we got in? Car of the week.
Car of the week.
Let's
What do we
talk
need
car
to
of the
know?
week.
This one's going to be a bit trickier.
Why?
To start with, it's out of focus.
Yep.
But I guess they're all out of focus anyway. Just make it hard for everyone.
Yep.
It's a bit smaller than normal, but not as tiny as the tiniest ones we've done before.
This feels a bit different to that other ones we have. It feels
It's
like
got suspension.
it has working suspension.
It is.
What are you trying to say?
It's a groovy.
Is it not static?
It's not static.
Ooh, what does that mean? Hello.
Oh, we'll come back to that.
Ooh,
So what do we
come
need
back
to know? We need to know the make, the model, and
The color.
oh, well, I guess with this you call it the sponsorship, yeah?
Yeah, the
Or the
car,
team.
the team.
Yep.
And probably the year in which it was campaigned.
Yep.
Because I think it's obviously quite famous and iconic.
Yep.
You know.
So Tony's asking if it's a slot car.
No,
No,
it's
it's
definitely
not
not
a
a
slot
slot car. It's of its free will, under control.
Just like you.
That's right. Doesn't go in rails.
No.
What
Although
else have we got?
Well, we've got some plastic kits.
Yeah.
Yep, we've got some accessories.
Now
We got some RC
I've got
stuff.
a bit of I've got a bit of on-road stuff I want to talk to because we're getting ready for the Bendigo Classic.
It's getting close.
Now, I'm not sure that we touched on it last week. I can't remember, and I didn't watch the show back.
Hmm.
But we received these.
What's that?
You can go overhead 10 if you want.
We're going through.
Go overhead. These are the sweet Bendigo Classic tires.
So they got the Bendigo
Fork.
logos on them.
They have. Now, these ones weren't brand new. Well, they are brand new, but Simon and myself were doing some tire prep
They've been
tutorial.
sanded.
One of them has.
Right.
One of them or two of them have been sanded.
Yep.
We were doing some tire tutorials.
Ah, so
They will be coming out
Yep.
next week or so.
Okay, cool.
But these are the Bendigo 40s. Really cool. These are going to be for all the adult and sanction classes. Yeah, super sticky. And Bendigo should be really proud that they've, little regional club, little country club's got its own wheels.
Yep.
Bendigo
cool.
on-road radio controlled car club.
That's it.
Hey,
Mhm.
That is super cool. And these will be around for the next couple of years at least.
Amazes me how sticky they feel. I mean, in the early days when I was racing this stuff, a 40 would feel like a rock.
Like a rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But these are tacky. You can see them, they're sticking together.
That's right.
Mhm.
And the reason that we've gone for 40s over the 36s as their club tire is
Yep.
just because they're a little bit more resilience and
Yep.
durability.
Yep.
They're not really any slower.
Yep.
But if you get another 2 batteries out of them, then you know what I mean? That's job done.
That's it.
But these are a lot like the 36s in that they will have phenomenal grip from the first battery
Yep.
until the last, and then they'll be gone.
Yep.
So they're not a tire that's really good for 1 or 2 runs and slowly fades away for the next 30.
Mhm.
These will be fast for like 10 or 12 runs.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, they're good.
100%.
Special.
They are. Bendigo Classic is coming up.
When is it again? It's in October, isn't it?
14th to 16th
The middle.
of October.
Okay.
Yep.
We're going to be there.
We will be there.
Are we going to have a show there?
We're going to bring the whole circus. We'll be doing a Hearns live from there.
We're going to have an elephant.
The elephant in the room. Well, yeah.
We'll look into that. All right. Oh.
Car of the week. What?
Should we come back to that? We'll come back to that.
What?
All right. So we got a couple of takers here, right? Okay.
Already?
So Tony P reckons it's a Mini Z. It is,
Well,
but it's not. It's not the question we've been asking.
That's not the question at all, Tony P.
No. So yes, it's a Mini Z. You don't get any points yet.
What is Mini Z?
Mini Z is a. So there you go, Bossman Jeff. He also says Mini Z.
Well,
It's a radio control car designed by
Kyosho.
and they've been around for a very long time.
They have
Mm.
the 127.5 to 1 scale, which is close, you said, to 124th. It's clearly not.
Yeah. So I don't know how they came up with that scale. It's 1 to 27.5.
Because
right?
it looks good.
But it's close enough to 124. So I do know some people that have modified 124 scale normal.
The
plastic
reason they
kits
probably
to
did
fit them
that
on.
is so you can't modify 124th scale.
I think they had the idea that they wanted to as well, but I don't know.
But
So this one you can see, it's a pretty wide one. So you can have different tracks, although the basic chassis, they've got up to 3 or 4 chassis now, right?
Yeah.
So there's rear-wheel drive, all-wheel drive,
I feel that it's turned into a
like
Mini Z segment.
short
So
wheelbase and all that sort of stuff.
let's do a little bit of an unboxing. Now, this one's obviously been unboxed, but we still need to know that car's famous.
That's right.
We need to know about that car.
Yep.
So there's your instructions.
Yep.
It comes with a few gearing options.
Gearing options?
Yep.
So
In a little packet. So there's about 3 pinions in there.
Yep.
And there's different T-bars, is it, for the rear end to
Yep.
give you your different wheelbases.
Yep.
So it can fit different bodies.
Yep.
We've got some
Cones?
witches hats. The cones, where did that come from?
It's a cone.
The witch's hat. And we've got a wheel nut wrench.
Yep.
Because you can imagine that the wheel nuts are quite small on this.
Yep.
And
Well, that's a bulk of the box, isn't it?
a quality
radio.
2-channel radio.
Yep.
And these, it's serious. It's a model race car. It's not a toy.
No, that's right.
You know what I mean?
You can tune them and drive
can
them,
tune
and
them
they feel just like a
big
car.
radio control car.
Yep.
And for the size
Yep.
and the space in which you use them,
Yep.
they're quite fast.
They are.
You know what I mean? If you
Yep.
get it into the middle of a football oval, yeah, it's going to look slow.
Yep.
It's not going to do 70 miles an hour.
Yep.
But if you play with it on a tabletop like it was designed,
Yes.
it's mighty quick.
Yes.
So, and they're very dynamic. And they run on 4 AAAs.
That's right.
So you don't even have to recharge them. And they go for, I want to say an hour, maybe even more. I can't remember.
I would
now.
go longer on standard alkalines.
And there's tuned motors, there's gears, there's all sorts of hop ups.
Yep.
But yeah, Kyosho Mini Z.
Nice.
Check them out. But
Yep.
I want to know about this one. Tell me about this one, guys.
Yep. All right, so what we're going to move on to now.
You tell me.
How about we talk about we recently got restocks on a lot of Tamiya accessories, modeling accessories,
Oh, what do you
And-
mean modeling accessories?
like really handy stuff for plastic modeling, particularly cars, I guess. So we're talking about a car.
We've been working on a plastic model.
We have been. Oh, no one knows about it yet, do they?
No
I think
one.
we touched on it. Well,
No,
we'll
you
show
didn't
it.
touch on it.
Did I touch it?
You touched it,
Right.
but you didn't touch on it.
Oh, okay. How about I
Maybe
bring
we-
it over?
Okay, bring it over. Does any of our tools, I've just railroaded the segment. Does any
Okay.
of your new tools have anything to do with that?
Yeah.
All right.
So all the stuff that I've got is.
Are we still on overhead?
Yeah.
It's a bit weird.
Is it? Okay.
A little bit.
That's what we're working on now. This one here, the Hasegawa Stratus.
You've been spending most of the time on the figure, funnily enough.
Yes. I like figures.
It would seem so. Well, I've been handcrafting and toiling away
At the bodywork.
the bespoke bodywork. All you've been doing is worrying about the folds on the leather shoes.
Yeah.
And
It makes all the difference.
apparently
Don't
there's
look
little
right.
jeans there or something. I don't know. I haven't seen
Yeah.
it.
How about we look from the top now?
Top time.
So this is where we're going at the moment. So we sanded down the bodywork. This is actually the second coat. So we put on one thin coat, sanded it back, and then we put on a second thin coat.
You
And-
make it sound easy. There's a lot of preparation
There is
before
a lot
the
of prep.
before the first coat went on.
That's right.
I was sanding for at least an hour.
It was an hour. So it was towards the end of that before we actually got to it. So we sanded off all the mold lines. And this is where we are.
Yep.
So we're going to end up probably doing another 2 thin coats with sanding in between.
Yep.
And then a final wet coat. And then depending how that goes, if it's pretty dust free, we'll leave it as is and put clear on it.
Clear.
And then we're going to polish it. And that's where we come into the stuff that's come back in.
Accessorize.
This stuff.
What? Compounds.
Yep.
Traction compounds.
No.
No.
It's upside down now.
Oh.
This is the polishing compounds that you use for polishing paint.
Oh, really?
Yep.
So I could use it on my car?
Yep.
Really?
Your car would probably use coarser stuff, because if you tried using this stuff, it'll take you forever.
Well, that's all right.
Yeah.
I got time on my hands.
Yeah. So there's 3 different grades. Now, a long time ago, if you haven't done it for a while, this was the only grade that was around, which is fine for most
Blue grade.
circumstances.
Do we call it blue? Is it just
Blue.
called? Is it just called Tamiya blue?
It's called fine.
Oh.
But it used to be just compound.
Mhm.
But now they've got the other 2, which is one coarser, and then the finishing one, which is super fine.
Much like
super
you.
fine.
Much like you, BJ.
That's right. I use that every day. Now come back to this. So the coarse one. So basically, you're sanding back with sanding paper or sanding films, and you'll get down to the really smooth one, which is 10,000. But 10,000
Ooh.
still leaves marks in the paint.
Does.
Yep. So to get even smoother, you get a little bit of this stuff, which is fine grit suspended in a cream, a very smooth cream, which helps it lubricate.
Face cream.
Feels like face cream, but it's not. And then you basically just rub it over, buff it off, and then once it doesn't improve anymore, you move on to the next grit, and then you finish off with this one, and then you should have a mirror finish once you get to this point.
Really?
Yep, full mirror.
So you can use it on painted surfaces.
Painted surfaces.
In
even
between coats.
No,
No, not in
I wouldn't
between
bother
coats.
using it in between coats.
No.
No, this is your final shot after the clear. This is polishing the clear.
Polishing the clear.
Yeah.
So you could polish this one.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah. So
Not that anybody can see what I'm pointing at.
No, so this thing, yeah, we can polish that if you
You
want
could
to.
polish that with
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
Or you can use that for polishing anything. So even if you had like metal,
Anything.
if you had brass that's gone off a bit, you can use that and it'll buff it up.
Really?
Even raw plastic, it'll
Raw.
buff it up. Raw plastic. It'll buff
Lion.
that up too.
Tiger.
Oh, sorry. I just got that. I'm just slow today. So we got that back in stock. So compounds. Haven't always been able to get this over the last few years, but definitely got them in now. And if you really, really care about your really super smooth paintwork on your cars, you really need that. Even motorcycles, anything that needs a mirror finish. Really handy.
Are
So
we
you
going to
imagine-
use it on the end of this one?
Yeah,
On the
we'll.
end of our model?
Yeah. So if you want to learn how to use this, I've also got a tutorial that's on YouTube as well.
Have
about
you?
polishing. And I've used
Is
these.
there anything you haven't done?
I think there's plenty.
Hmm.
I still haven't done the wood grain finish yet. Antonio Peel.
We're going to do
No,
a
that-
tutorial today with us. So keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going.
All right. So I've got that. What else have we got?
Stratos. That is a beautiful kit, by the
It
way.
is. So
Isn't
look
it?
out-
That Hasegawa kit.
That's right. So look out for the first episode. That'll be coming out next week.
Whoa!
Now, what else have we got? This stuff is really important. This is extra thin cement.
And I'm going to learn something here. I'm
are you gonna
super
learn?
excited for this.
Oh, yeah. So you see how there's 2 types of green? So there's this one, which was the original extra thin.
Original.
Yeah, as you can see how thin it is there?
Mhm.
It's thinner than water. Okay, it flows really easily. Doesn't bead like water. So wherever you paint this, got a super fine applicator in it as well. As you'll see here.
Woo!
So out of all the different brands, it's a bit hard to see. Can you see there? See how thin it is? Really pointy. These work really well. If you look on YouTube again, I've got a tutorial
Oh,
about
stop
how you
it.
can extend
Stop
that
it.
so they can get all the glue that's on the very bottom.
Stop it.
Okay, so these are welding cements. And the idea behind these is old school, you used to just apply the cement on the one side and then you join it, right? But with this, the idea is you hold the pieces together first and then you paint the joint in between and use a capillary reaction and actually gets a better surface area all the way around and gives a better joint. Also for smooth areas, you can paint over the top and, you apply this over the top and then the paint will cover it up. You don't really need to sand it.
So you haven't told me why there's 2 greens.
So, okay. So that was just explaining how to use both
Ah.
of them. Now there's 2 greens because this is the original one and this one is the quick setting one.
Ooh.
So this one has more solvent in it. So what allows this glue to do is it evaporates quicker. So when you apply it, you can use that in places where you really want to tack something really quickly. It might be a really thin antenna, which you don't have time to just hold it in one spot. Hold it there, put a drop on, and then it'll evaporate away, and then that's it. It's set.
Done.
Okay, so between the 2, you'll be able to complete any sort of modeling.
So how
you
long
need.
will this one here take to set, the original?
So it depends on how much you apply.
Lots if I'm applying it.
If you apply lots of it, then you'll have a melted model, I think. But in general, 1 drop on a standard part would be holding in, I don't know, 5-10 seconds.
Yep. And the new one?
A new one, well, that'll be tacking, so that's almost immediate.
Immediate.
almost like 1-2 seconds maybe.
Can you see like like when you super glue some you get the little bit of smoke?
No, there's no smoke.
No smoke.
No smoke, because this is just working as a solvent. It's just melting the two bits of plastic together. The important thing though is because they're so thin, you need to have a good surface area with the joint. Okay, so if you've got plastic that's got a joint like this, got a big gap,
Gap filler.
yep, it's only going to be joining the areas that it touches. Okay, so you need to pay attention to that. You may need to sand it slightly so you can actually close that gap, and then you use this stuff. If you've got a really bad kit, you need to use the thicker stuff.
But it won't glue your fingers together.
This won't glue your fingers together.
Oh, it's a godsend.
No.
Can I use
So-
it? Can I use it for tires?
Plastic tires, yes. Radio control ones, no.
No, not rubber
No,
ones.
no, that's
Okay.
not going to work. Okay, so this stuff has been difficult to get in the last few years, but it is readily available now.
And
Which
you
is
know
a
what
good
I
thing.
love most about it?
What do you like?
The jars.
The
And
jars are
the fine little brush.
Yeah.
No?
So when it comes to this stuff, it's the applicator that is the most important part.
Good application.
And you know that the glue is good because this is a standard glue for most builders around the world,
Including you.
including me. Does that mean something?
I don't know.
Yeah. So it's good. Readily available. So if you need glue now because you've been collecting a whole heap of kits, or you've had a whole heap of kits and you want to glue them together,
Did you say kits?
I did. I don't know what I said. I got tongue tied.
Glue.
Glue, cement. There you go. All right, what do you got now? You got plenty of stuff. We've got heaps of stuff
Back
in
to
the
the
RC.
car.
Back to the car. All right. So what have we got here?
I feel like I'm just railroading you to. What are we doing?
Railroading me. What are you talking about?
Let's look at the car. Any guesses?
Oh, we've got more people. Hang on. We've got a whole heap of comments going on here.
Yeah, what's the comments? Probably that we've forgotten to put the rat on.
So Brett Wilson says, looks red.
Looks rad. Is
Yeah.
that me? Brett? Hi, Brett.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm looking pretty rad.
Now, okay, Mr. Boss Man, he's getting really specific. Here we go.
Specific. No,
He's even got the
the
year,
Pacific, the Tasman.
right? 2018 Mercedes-Benz
Ooh.
AMG GT3 number 47, 24-hour Nürburgring rear-wheel drive electric on-road RC car.
Sounds like he's copy and pasted that sucker from Google. Guess
And-
what? Guess what, Jeff?
The only bit that's right is the radio control part
Radio control.
and the Kyosho bit.
That's right.
All right, so what else have we got here?
So all I'm going to say is it's before
Oh,
2018.
Mr. Tony P.
What? What's he saying?
Is there Kumamon on the top?
Well, I don't, you trying to call me racist? What?
I don't think I see it from there.
What do you mean?
Oh, then again, yeah, we shouldn't get it too close anyway. Should I say maybe?
I don't know what Kumon is. That's why
Oh.
I'm holding it up.
Well, it's
You
actually-
tell
well,
me, Tony P. There we go.
it's-
You I've
Well,
shown,
hopefully that
I've
gives
shown
him-
everybody.
Hopefully that gives him a clue, eh?
I don't know what it is, so Kumapon.
What else we got here?
I'm not sure.
We got Wombat's Workshop.
We've got silence.
He's phoning in from GG Geelong.
GG Geelong. G Train. What's
He's
going
got,
on,
he's got
Geelong?
he's got a swag and new Mini Z's.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
What else we got here? Oh, here's another guess.
Hmm.
I don't know about this one, mate.
Uh-oh.
This is 2012 Petronas Tom's SC430 rear-wheel drive electric ready to run on-road RC car. That last bit sounds the same.
Well, I don't know that it's Tom's because he hasn't bought one lately. But that's pretty. That could be it. I
I
don't
wonder
know.
if Tom still exists.
Tom's
What-
tuning house.
Yeah,
I know Yoshi does.
Toyota Tom's.
Toyota Tom's
Yeah, he used to have a race team. I don't know. It doesn't say Tom's anywhere on it, does it?
does.
Does it? Where
It is Tom's.
is it?
It is a Tom's.
Oh, okay.
So Tom's is like a tuning house for Toyota,
Oh, okay.
isn't it?
So he's guessed it, has he?
And it is a SC430, commonly known to Australian markets as the Sora,
Yes.
wasn't it? The Lexus.
Yes.
Well, when they were imported, the Lexus SC430. There you go. We'll visit on that later. I'll take the body off and stuff.
So Tony P reckons we were talking about glue before, right? So
Yeah.
he says that's the last thing Brett needs is to sniff the fumes of that glue. Now look at him now; he's
He's
pretty
been-
mellow. I think that's pretty good.
You've been chasing me around trying to get me to sniff glue for weeks now. It won't happen.
Well, it happened then. I opened it up and you
Hey?
sniffed it.
Last thing I remember yesterday, I walked in and you said, "Does this smell like chloroform?" And I woke up in the toilet. I don't know.
It was an adventure, wasn't it? didn't get hurt.
I didn't get hurt.
All right.
What have we got?
You've got a hatch.
Hatch. This is a TCR. So we're going to do an on-air tutorial.
Oh, cool.
Yep. So
Yeah.
this is going to involve, I'm going to need your, it's like audience participation. I'm going to need BJ participation.
I can be your assistant.
What we have here is a TCR
Mhm.
or a front-wheel drive touring car.
Yep. Why is it called TCR?
I don't know. Tony P will know that one. TCR, I actually don't know.
TC
the
for touring
reference.
car?
Touring car.
R for racing?
Rear-wheel drive disconnected.
No. Oh, no.
So we have a TCR.
Oh, Mr. Retro Rob's with us.
I have a Yokomo setup board. Yeah.
That is your setup board.
Can confirm.
Yep.
We have indeed got our Orca.
Should we have a quick look on the top?
We can have a quick look on the top. Our Orca level board setup. Now, what we're going to do here is have a look at some of the intricacies of setting up your on-road car.
Yeah.
So I've also got the Aeromax corner weight scale system.
Yep.
So what I want you to do, Mr. BJ,
yes,
while I have a look at the corner weight scales and weigh up this car, we'll get a 2 mil 9 steps Allen wrench.
Yep.
Get a 1.5 in case we need it.
Okay.
I need a 7 mil for the wheel nuts.
Yep.
Put this to the side.
Yep.
So we're going to get this setup board. We're going to get it level with our leveling legs. So these are little telescopic legs here. We can see on the overhead. So they wind in and out. Can see that? See
so that's a foot section there. Like
that's
on a
foot section, exactly like a fridge.
Oh.
See it winding in and out?
Yep.
So this clamps to your setup board here. So it's got a grub screw. So that's going to have 4 legs on our setup board.
Right.
Then you put the driver from the top.
Yep.
You put your little, we've got a little ball here, our level bubble.
Yep.
And we can see it's got fluid in there.
Yep.
With a bubble.
Yep.
And what we do is we get our setup board level.
Yep.
Then we put our scales on it and our car.
Yep.
Because there's no point putting a car on corner weights.
Yep.
If your car in fact's not level to begin with, your
That's
surface.
Right. Well, you'll notice that in like grocery shops where they've got a electronic scale too. So they've got all the individual legs where they have to make sure it's all level, because otherwise, when you put stuff on it, it's not going to be the same, is it?
That's right.
It's off.
That's exactly right. So there's no point in trying to get your car on corner weight scales if it in fact isn't level.
So what am I doing?
So if you could attach these on for me.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have a look at the Aeromax corner weights. So here we have our corner weight. Can you get me on the overhead?
Overhead. There we go.
Here we have we'll do a bit of an unboxing. I'm going to pull out a bit.
Oh, there you go. That's easier.
So let's have a look here. So we have in fact got our control box. Now that's going to light up and give me a display. I've got my 9 steps 3S LiPo here. Usually I have this plugged into the power supply or your charger.
Yeah.
Needs like a 12-volt power source. Does come with a few different cords, but for this case, because I don't have my power supply here, I'm just going to use a battery.
Yep.
And then we've got 4 scales,
Yep.
1 for each corner.
That's cool.
Yep. So we can put these on the setup board while you get that ready.
Yep.
We get the setup unit. Okay. So we'll get that out of the way. Now we've got the car. Now this is the Aeromax BD10 front-wheel drive conversion. I think it was a Medius.
Medius conversion.
Yep, that's right.
Yep.
And this is what I'll be running the cars I'll be running at the Vintage Bash. Now, when you do corner weight scales, you don't I don't like to use rubber tires and wheels because you get indiscrepancies along there. So I will use my Aeromax setup wheels on there. And that would ensure that they're hard shoreness, that they're round, and that they're all level.
Yep.
If you have a brand new set of tires, I mean, that's okay, but how often do you just have a new set of tires sitting on the car? So I'm just going to go on the front one if you want.
Oh, the ball thing's here.
Go in the front one. People might be getting bored of us.
All right, so we're just going to get this so they get the bally thing in the right spot. Yeah. And you just want to make sure that it doesn't rock. Okay, so shouldn't be any movement. There's slight movement. That's probably coming from here.
And then you get your bubble on there.
Yep. So you just want to make sure the bubbles right.
So get it on there, and you can see and get that perfectly level. Now I'm a little bit nervous here
All right, I think that's pretty good.
because I've never actually had this car on the corner weight scales before.
You haven't?
No, and I don't even know how it's going to come up. Now the first step with corner weight scales,
Remember to hook this all up?
is to get the car at your ride height. Because there's no point doing it if your ride height's not set, because that's going to change the weight distribution of your car. Yeah? And
Yeah, that's right.
what this will help us do will ensure that we've got even tweak and weight displacement across the axles. And being a front wheel drive, we should see something impressive with the weight distribution. We shouldn't have 50-50 weight distribution.
Well, you think
I'm
it'd be more on the front,
expecting to see about 65, 35.
Yep.
Some such.
How's that? Is that going to work?
I think that'll work. You've got a beautiful level board. You've adjusted up the legs. Then we'll go ahead, place the car on.
Yep.
Get them in the middle of each pad. Beautiful. Put the car to the side.
You plug in the powers.
Plug in the power. And everybody can see what we're on about. Okay. Front right, front left. Let's go.
Let me just move that because there's a bit of reflection going on there. Let me see if I can stick something underneath it.
What do you want to stick underneath it?
You're going to use that later? That's better.
Is it?
Yep.
So what are we looking at?
Okay,
zoom,
so
zoom?
yeah,
Let's zoom in.
you're going to move that across. There you go.
Here you go.
So you can see all the individual weights from each corner.
Yeah. So front right, front left, rear right, and rear left. I sort of need a pointer for this.
There's a fair bit of difference from the front to the back, isn't there?
There's a lot of difference. Now, as we go through the menu, we should be able to get percentages. Here we go. So right and left, look at that.
It's pretty much right.
That is 50-50.
Yeah,
So that is what you want to see
that's right.
on a, and I can't believe that because I have not done any setup work on this car.
Yep.
You know, it's still getting built effectively.
That's really handy because quite often when you're looking at weights, you see there's a difference and you think, oh, there's something slightly out, right? But I mean, that's close enough.
50-50, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, you look at that. There's 74 over there and 83 over here.
Exactly. So 50-50 weight, that's left to right.
Yep.
And on a circuit car,
Yes.
that's what you'd be going for.
Yep.
You want to be left and right equal to
Yep.
make sure that it turns left as good as it turns right.
And then
Now
we've got front to rear. Wow.
So we've got 62-38. I mean, I
Yep.
said that, didn't I? I said about 65-35.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got more front weight bias than
Yep.
we have rear.
Yep.
Now, and that's really cool because we can change the ride height a little bit.
Yeah.
And you will see a drastic change in the. So if I lower the ride height at the rear.
Yep.
By say 0.2 of a mil.
Yeah. So what's that? That's like a couple of rotations.
That's half a turn.
Yep.
And then if I raise the front one.
Yep.
Again by half a turn.
Yep.
Now these shocks are awesome. They've got the
little notch on them.
The little notch on them, so I can see exactly where it's going on.
Yep.
And you can see, well, that
I
hasn't.
can see it didn't change a single bit.
Didn't change a single bit. I should probably check the droop. If we're at all the way at droop, which we could well be, if my ride height's up that much.
So that wouldn't have made any difference.
No. But anyway, you get the idea. So
yeah.
That is really cool. And you can see when you're setting up and placing your electrics in the car.
Yeah.
You know, like if you need to put a 10 gram weight or if you need to add weight to your car, for example.
Yeah.
That's
changed already there.
Oh, that's changed it already.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what 30 gram weight.
Yeah.
So you can see here how the corner weight scales can really help you get your car on point.
Yeah.
Now the numbers don't mean anything per se. It's really a reference point, you know. And if you know that it's good at a certain percentage, then you know that's how you like it. And you know left to right is the main one, and then front to rear after that. So that is the corner weight scales.
You see the difference when I just push the same weight at different points.
Yeah.
A leverage point.
Yeah, that's right. And you could put it in the middle.
No change.
No change.
I'll put it over here. A percentage of difference. And then put it over here. 2% of difference.
2% difference.
Yep.
So it's all very relative and to your performance. So that is, the Aromax corner weight scales.
Very cool.
Very cool. So
Yep.
we've demonstrated the Yokomo setup board, which is a really cool finished setup board.
Yep. These little
we've got
corners.
your Orca level board setup.
Yep.
And we've got our corner weight scales all working as one thing.
I remember when I was trying to do this in the early days, by those little small scales.
4 scales.
And just hope that they're all calibrated.
That's right. And then doing the maths on your calculator.
Yep.
Because you wouldn't have had a smartphone back then.
No, had a dumb phone.
No, dumb phone.
Yep.
Commonly known as an Android.
What?
What?
That was a bit of a dig.
That was, wasn't it?
Yeah,
So that is corner weight scales.
it's cool.
And I just can't believe how I was actually hoping the car to be out more left and right so we could do some more adjusting. But it seems that it's good to go.
Yep.
Ready to hit the track.
Yep. All right, so we've got Stone Farmer here. He's always wanted the corner scales.
Yep.
He used to tweak the chassis by feel on race day. So I guess that's pretty much what we can do.
Yeah.
When you haven't got tools like this, and you'll be surprised at how well you get to know the car after you drive it. You will get the feel for it.
Yeah. And how much quicker it is. Well, once you get used to doing it.
Yeah.
Again, and for me to do it quickly without having to get, I generally won't take corner weight scales to the track.
No.
That's me.
Well,
I know a
that's
lot
it.
of people do, but I will always put the setup wheels on.
Yeah.
To check my camber.
Yeah.
Which I've got my little camber gauge here.
Yeah.
Which
But I
is
mean,
nice
it's
little,
really important when you build a car.
Yeah.
Because you're fitting it out with stuff for the first time.
That's right.
And then I guess if you're making any changes, if you're changing a battery or such, you want to
And
work
it's
out what's
more,
happening there.
it's more for reference as well,
Yes.
so you know what you're working with.
Yeah.
But then when you are checking your tweak across the chassis, I usually pick it up from the body post.
Yep.
Of the corner.
Yep.
And check left and right.
Yep.
Tweak and do that front and rear.
Yep.
And by picking up this rear one here, I'm actually adjusting the front.
Yep.
So you adjust the front preloads until it's right,
Yep.
and do the same to do on the rear.
Yep.
So yeah. Anyway, that's a little bit of on-road setup stuff that I thought I'd like to show.
Pretty special. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Pretty trick stuff. And it's all there just to make our life a bit easier. This is really refined now, isn't it? All really neat packages that are really
And make
easy
it
to use.
make us faster.
Yeah.
And
It's all
spend
about
more
the speed,
time.
isn't it?
A bit more. You've got to look fast. It's not about being fast.
It's living the part, isn't it?
Hey?
It's living it as well. It's feeling everything together.
Jeez.
It's the
I don't
culture
know.
of it.
All right. Not sure.
No?
No. You
Oh.
lost me. You had me at hello.
We'll have to have a bit of a discussion later.
Let's talk about this.
All right. So what have we got now? I think we already got it, haven't we? I think the boss man guessed it before.
He did guess it before,
The
didn't he?
Petronas Toms. So
So let's have it.
that's pretty much everything we need to know, isn't it? But we haven't got the brand. We haven't got the brand of the car.
He said SC430.
Oh,
So
that's
he
close
didn't.
enough, eh? All right. So it's the Lexus.
It's a Lexus. But if we go on the top, I'm going to top.
Top it is.
Top
Yeah,
it
it looks
on.
tiny.
Isn't it? So that's my 10th scale touring car wheel.
Look at who's on top, Tony P.
Who's on top? Who is it?
Kumamon.
Who's Kumamon?
Kuma means bear.
Yeah.
So these Kumamotos, like every area in Japan has got a little motto, I don't know, what do you call him? Mascot. And so he's a mascot for Kumamoto.
Is he?
Yep.
Not Potenza.
And no,
I'd
not
call him the
Potenza.
Potenza
If
bear.
you call him Potenza, he won't answer. And he seems to be one of the most popular ones. So it's really funny, right? When I was living over there, they would have had like hundreds of these different mascots. It was getting really confusing. And he's ended up being the most popular. And it represents that region, which is really big for tourism. Kumamoto, so Kumamon.
There you go. Life lessons with BJ.
That's it.
Let's have a look at the chassis.
Wow, that's tight, isn't it?
We probably don't need to be zoomed in quite that much. If we
That's
can
pretty tight, eh?
come back a little bit.
Tight.
Toy it like a toiger.
How's that?
It's pretty good. So just have a look at it's got working suspension.
Yeah. So you can change your front springs.
You can change your front springs. You can
Yep.
change the camber.
Yep.
You can do all sorts of adjustments with these.
There's
They're
car seat kits too from, I think.
They're fully ball raced.
Mhm.
It's got the rear friction damper.
Yep.
You can put your damping oil on there.
Yep, little plastic T-bar on the bottom for the flex.
Yep, little
Yep.
flex, and that's where you get your different wheelbases there, your different T-bars.
Yep.
And different units here as well.
So this is cool. The first ones that I got, they actually had the batteries mounted on the sides.
Yes.
But now they've got them totally flat, so all the weight is on the bottom now.
Yeah, well, they're sort of there up like a, I don't know, like a triangle, I suppose.
Yep.
So they're two on each side towards the center line. They probably do handle much better than the old ones. But yeah, simple little DC motor, tiny little electronics.
Yep.
Super
So
cool
these
performance.
will bind to Futaba, will they? Or do you need to change the brains of it as well? It's probably different brains, isn't it?
Yeah, there's different brains you can get for them.
Yep.
There is different brains you can get for them. But yeah, there you go. You got gear diff here. You can get ball diff.
Yep.
They probably do fluid filled diffs, I imagine, now in this day and age.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe.
Little ball diffs, that used to be the go.
Mm.
Very cool. That is the Corsair Mini Z.
I like the chrome on the roof.
That's very you, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're right
I'm
into
into a
your
bit of
chromes
chrome now.
lately.
Well, I've discovered how to use chrome, so I'm not scared of it anymore.
No?
No.
Not scared.
No, doesn't scare me.
What was the scary bit?
Scary
Go
bit
back
was
on the front.
not putting it on properly, and I wouldn't give it a mirror finish.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Semi-mirror.
Semi-mirror.
Demigod.
You can't hose it on.
Like a chimp.
That's it.
So I wouldn't be any good.
No. What are you doing?
I don't do that off camera. Well, it's a little bit of you have to sort of put it in and pull it out a little bit.
Yes.
You have to have a little bit of finesse when you do it.
Yes. Oh, look at that. Tony P came up with Lexus.
Lexus, on
Yeah.
your Tony P.
Boom.
What have we got?
What else we got?
Talk to me.
Oh, Tony P wants to put the Mini Z on the corner scales. Oh, I packed it all up now. Well, we might as well talk about these, eh? Mini Zs. Since we've got the Mini Z here, well, that's because Mini Zs are back in stock. They haven't been around for ages.
Ages, have they?
Ages.
Now, if you've been onto our socials,
Yep.
I put up a reel or a story
Oh, did you?
yesterday or this morning showing some of the stock that we got.
Yep.
Put about 30 of the suckers in.
Yep.
All different, and they are so well detailed.
We've got a lot of.
Which one would you choose? I don't know. I've looked at this STI so many
I reckon the
times.
STI is pretty cool.
Hey, and that's
really
an
go wrong
all-wheel
with this,
drive
though.
drifter. So that's a four-wheel drive one.
So I guess the ones with this sort of drifty thing on the front.
Yep.
Will indicate that it's got the drift tires on it.
Yeah. So
Yep.
it's got hard tires and
Yep.
it's four-wheel drive.
Very cool. You can't go wrong with STI.
You
But we've got a lot of others too.
rear-wheel drives.
We've got McLarens and stuff. What do you got
Yeah,
here?
can't get them out. Got McLarens.
Yep.
What have we
What's
got
that?
here?
Camaro.
Yeah, Corvette,
Oh, Corvette.
Camaros, Dodges.
Yep.
You're dodgy.
Not all the time.
You and your
Mini
bento box.
Zs.
You and your bento box. What else you got?
Nothing wrong with my bento box.
Come on.
What have I got?
Have you got any model kits for us?
I got some kits.
Show me some model
funky
kits.
stuff. How about?
What have you got? Come on. What have I got to play with?
Why are you holding on to that one?
All right, I'll hold this one.
It's a tractor.
I like tractors.
So tractors is a thing that's been popular over the last few years
Why?
because tractors were used quite heavily during the war,
Hmm.
and there wasn't much representation because everyone seemed to like tanks and things that shoot things. But I think they're really interesting,
Why?
and they do have a lot of bits.
A lot of
They're-
bits
Well, they're basically just a huge engine
with tracks.
and a little bit for a dude to sit on or stand on. It's pretty funky. This is a Crawler 60.
Yep.
And these are actually tiny. You can see the size of the box. So this is made by Thunder Model. Thunder Model is one of the newer sort of, I guess, companies that have only been around for a few years.
Mhm.
But they concentrate on super detailed kits. Now I've been building an Indian motorcycle in 35 scale. I haven't finished it yet, but I think I've shown it on some of the at home when we were in lockdown last year. Absolutely fantastic. Only a tiny thing, only this big, but it's probably got about 50 bits in it. And you can imagine
And you still
this
haven't
thing,
done it.
Still haven't done it. So you imagine this thing. I mean, this will probably build up to be about this sort of size as well. You see the size of the box, how many bits are in there.
It's a big box.
Might as well slice it open. Let's have a quick look inside. Here's your chop chop.
I'm not allowed chop chops.
Chop chop.
I'm not allowed sharp objects.
So if you haven't come across Thunder Model before, they make really good stuff. Really, really good.
There was a funny incident with a knife last week, and it was not me.
What's that knife with a side cutter? It almost killed me.
It was a knife, and it went straight through my apron.
Yeah, well, it's like it was a denim apron, eh?
There is lots of bits. Oh, you got to build the track somehow.
Yeah, tracks. Individual tracks. Let's see. Can you see the individual tracks? Is that focused?
Yeah, that's individual.
They're all individual. Okay, there you go. Whole. What's that? That's
What are we
3
looking at?
screws of individual tracks here.
Tell us what you're looking at, Beach.
Individual track links. Okay, so
Mhm.
that's a big thing in tank modeling. Individual track links give that really natural sag across the top. Can't get that with rubber band type tracks. Okay, but that takes a long time to cut and clean. And you've got other bits and pieces here. I've got no idea where that is. It's probably framework along the side. But you can see all the piping. It's all included and really tiny. If you've built mini-art kits before, that's sort of similar. They've got a lot of tiny bits. See a sprocket here. Super nice. Got lots of surface detail. Nice grey plastic. I like grey plastic. It acts like a real neutral tone. We've got all the engine here. So you got and the radiator. What do you call these things? Radiator, yeah?
I would call it a radiator.
Would you? I trust you. And then you got more bits here, more engine bits and framework. Got some nice photo etch.
I do love engines, so I would probably like this.
Look at
Because
that.
it's really just the engine with tracks.
So you got some photo etch for finer detail. You got the actual fan there, so you bend the fan.
Photo etch too.
Yep. And you got a bit of fine copper wire. You got your little manual.
So jumper
That's
cables.
cool. Jumper cables. Oh well, part of the electrics in your engine. And that's just a little tractor. So it's going to be quite a bit of effort to build.
Don't you start it.
I won't start it because I won't finish it.
US Crawler 60, is it?
US Crawler 60. So they do also make a case via tractor, which is a smaller one, which is quite common around the Pacific. I think they use them. But that's just one of the things.
What else
But they
have we
do
got?
have other stuff as well.
Show me.
So we'll put this aside.
I'm just going for it. I'm going rogue. What's this?
That's
12
a
inch Howitzer.
12 inch. Where did you get 12 inch?
Oh, sorry.
7.2.
7.2.
Yep.
That's little.
Okay, so that's a British howitzer. You don't get a lot of artillery around these days.
No.
So it's nice to have some artillery. But with that, we've also got Scammel.
Oh,
So this is where Thunder model became known. The first model was a Scammel.
was
And
it?
these are British, what do you call them? A big lorry.
Defender.
So this particular version is the towing or recovery version. So it's got all the counterweights on the front. I think I've opened box of this with Nick some time ago. Super detailed. But apart from that, they've got a super big combo kit,
Combo.
which is this one.
Why is it a combo?
Because it comes with the howitzer and the Scammel. Okay, so that's the actual Scammel that it includes. So you've got the
Why are
cannon that's
these
on the back as
boxes
well.
so beautiful?
They're nice, isn't it? Nice artwork.
That's really nice.
So I might as well cut open this one. I think I've already chopped it, haven't I? Chopped it.
Oh, you've been in there.
Here
Been
we
in
go.
there fingering it already.
Got some clear bits, which you can't see because they're clear.
They're very
Okay.
clear, aren't they?
So these are the bits for the,
You didn't
the
think
lorry.
that one through, did you,
No,
mate?
not at all.
Big
There's
roof.
a roof. So that gives you an impression of how big this thing is.
It's bigger than 124th, isn't it?
It's 35th scale.
What?
Smaller than 24.
Really?
It's a chunky lorry. It's quite nice how on the back here you can see some of the folds of the
Curtains.
that's right. Okay, because they're soft top. What's we got in here? Look at all these bits. That's bits of the howitzer. See the size of the tires? This thing is just massive because a figurine would be about this big.
I bet this is a premium kit, is it?
Oh, it's nice.
Is it?
Yeah, super nice. You can see how many bits there are. I'm going to look at each individual sprue.
I'm glad we didn't build one of these.
Oh, there you go. There are the tires there.
Wow. Why
You
are
see
so
how
many
the tires-
tires?
They're in multiple parts. And also it looks like there's different styles here, yeah? Different tread patterns there.
Spares.
Could be. You see the middle there? So that's the inner part of the tire, so they can actually mold all the detail. Because normally you have a big mold line down the center, and it'll be really soft detail in the middle. But that's a new thing of doing it. If you get mini-art kits, they actually slice them into about 5 different bits.
Whoa.
I'm guessing there's some photo etch bits in here too, which I can't see at the moment. But I haven't had Thunder model in a long time.
Why not?
This hasn't been around.
Well,
It's
I'm
good to
glad.
have.
I'm glad it's back.
I can't see
Are
any.
these the instructions?
Well, there's 2 instructions. One for the Scammel itself. Oh, there you go. Look at all that. That's a lot of photo etch.
How do you know?
So there's copper photo etch, brass photo etch. You got some chain. Pretty full on, isn't it? So the copper must be quite thick. Nice. I like it, eh?
Take your word for it.
Take my word. You can believe me, I'm a doctor.
No experience.
that go in there?
No experience, but you'll have a look.
That's right. I'll poke around at anything.
You heard it here first.
Oh, that doesn't. Not fitting in road, but we'll fix that later.
You can poke around in there later.
Yeah. All right. So there you go. Thunder model. Super nice stuff.
That is really cool.
It's good, isn't it?
I think they're the nicest model kits I've ever seen. I want to say.
Very classy.
I like the box too because how many times are you going to start and stop the model? No.
Yep.
And so you've got a box that'll last you from the start to the end.
Well, that's it. Yeah. Pretty firm.
There's nothing worse than a flimsy box that falls apart. What else we got?
What have you got? I've got heaps of stuff.
Yeah.
What's the exciting thing that's coming just in time for Father's Day?
Big and it's yellow and
It's yellow.
it's got a yellow box.
Oh, you're right about that. Yeah. What is it?
Oh!
Optima mids.
Now this isn't the only one that we got
They're back, baby.
because they're back. This one here is actually for the club. So, but we have got a couple of others of restock, haven't we?
We have.
So this is really cool. The only difference between this new lot and the first lot was the turbo pack. Can we call it a turbo pack?
Yes.
So you got a sticker sheet and a wing
Yep.
and that was it.
Sticker sheet and a wing. Yes, that's right. So they were bonuses added from the factory for the first production run.
For the first production run.
So this particular one comes with a white wing. So the turbo pack came with a black wing and a set of stickers so you can make the turbo Optima.
Turbo Optima look.
Yep.
But apart from that, the kit is the same.
Yep. Identical.
So there was such a frazzle, wasn't it, with the first batch?
Yes.
So we finally got good stocks, which is really nice.
Yep.
And they're actually really well priced.
They are. We've got some good stocks, but I don't think they're going to last long.
No, they're not that good. It's not like we got 50 of them.
No.
I wish we did. But it's got a lot better than we got last time. So we got a lot more than one.
Yeah.
Which is
absolute
nice.
Classic. But I mean, we didn't only get this one. We got its predecessor as well, didn't we?
So this is the Optima Mid, and this is the first of the modern architecture, I want to say. That architecture, that mid architecture carried through, didn't it? For many and many a year. Until recent, really until the brushless age.
Yes.
When they went back to shaft drive and bevel drive.
Yeah.
Here we have the Turbo Optima.
Absolute classic.
This is where it all started, isn't it?
Yeah. So I guess it started with the original Optima, and then it progressed into the Turbo Optima.
Now the Turbo Optima had bigger shocks.
Yep. So it had the gold shocks.
Had belt drive.
No, the original one was still chain drive.
Yeah, but the turbo.
But this version
the turbo
is gold drive only. So the original Optima, you got both. You can choose from. You can do shaft. Oh, sorry. You can do chain,
mate.
or belt.
Belt.
Yeah, chain's a bit different than a shaft, isn't it?
Chain and belt.
But this one's been optimized for performance. So it does come with the pulleys so you can get a chain if you want to put a chain in it. I can't see why you want to.
No.
So you just fit it out with the belt drive, which was an optional extra at the time from the Option House branding.
Gold shocks.
Gold shocks. So you got the Option House gold shocks. And it's got a lot of gold parts on it as well. Whereas the previous one was just all silver. I guess if we go on the overhead, we'll be able to see on the side of the box, yeah?
Yeah. I don't mind you have a... Oh, look at that.
What's going on?
That is juicy. I don't care.
Focused?
Well, I'm not focused.
Oh, there you go. You're not focused at all, are you? Look at
What have you done?
How good's that? Do you want to get it in really tight?
It's pretty good. Well, you had it better. Oof.
How's that?
That's not bad.
Someone's calling
How
for
good is the 9 steps lipo going to look hanging out of that?
Cool.
These are going to be plentiful, I hope, at the vintage bash, aren't they?
Yep. So very classic old design rear motor.
Rear
so it's
motor.
got the motor hanging out the back of the rear axles like a Porsche.
Which is the old, just a two-wheel drive buggy.
Yes.
Wasn't it?
Yes.
And then they just concocted a belt drive.
Yep.
Up to the front.
Yep.
But it was all enclosed back then. That was the first, wasn't it?
That's
I
right.
want to say it was the
so
first.
So you got those little. Can you really see them? The
Which
covers.
one?
The covers for the belt. So you see those clear bits there.
The clear bit there.
Yep.
And underneath as well. Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Got some 2.2-inch wheels, I want to say. Did these have a slipper clutch? Or was that the other one? That could be the mid. The mid's got a slipper clutch.
I can't remember on this one. Does it say?
I can't read from here.
Well, this particular one, they've fitted out with 48 pitch gears now, which is great. Because if you didn't know, these were all fully re-engineered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're not rehashed old kits.
No.
They were completely retooled.
Yep.
Beautiful shocks.
Yep.
Moving up to the front end. It's like a little slideshow, isn't it?
Yep.
Look at me go.
Look at that. See, so you got like
Sway
gold bits on
bar.
the side.
Got cast steering hubs.
Yep.
Turnbuckle to do your camber and your toe.
They all tend to have those cast aluminium hubs, didn't they? Yokomo had magnesium cast bits.
They were cheap, weren't they?
Oh,
And
magnesium.
and they love strip. How soft was it?
Oh, super soft.
You'd strip threads in it all the time. I would. But I'm a heathen.
I was really young when I had my Super Dog photo with the magnesium bits, and I was scared to drill through it
Why would you drill?
because the engine mount didn't have any holes for ventilation. So one of the trick bits of the Fast Guys was to drill out some holes through the motor mount so you could get some airflow all the way through the motor.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, there's your favourite bit, the front bumper.
Kyosho Racing Team.
Oh.
And if you don't know, the body is slightly different
Why?
from the original Optima.
Is it?
The shape of it's slightly different
On this turbo.
on the turbo.
Where's it got a little winglet or something on it?
Yeah, I think it's got a little wheeler on top of the rear. What do you call that? Driver's compartment. Looks a bit flatter too, and the rear
All right.
tail looks a bit different.
Very, very cool.
How's that?
I'm not sure. It's upside
Oh.
down now. Well, I was going for the other end.
It's going so fast, it's flying.
That is super cool to have these back in.
Definitely. So
We
Optimus-
only got not so many of these.
No. The last time we had these, we got them last year, like a year ago.
They didn't last though.
And then this is the second shipment of where to go? The Optima Mid. So Optima Mids are highly sought after at the moment. Just released this year, not enough in the first production run.
No.
But now we've got the second production run, so we do have good stocks. But if you want one, get onto it quick. And we've got a really sharp price on it too.
What else have we got?
We have, what do you got?
I think that's it.
That is it, isn't it?
I want to say that's it.
I reckon you're right. So, if anyone's got any requests, we haven't asked this for a while.
What's that?
We can always run out to the shop and grab anything that you want to look at. Anything at all.
What would
Easy.
they possibly want to look at?
Like a frame arm girl or something like that.
I wouldn't know what that is.
Wouldn't you?
It's probably on your desk, I'd say.
Why would it be on my desk?
Well, I don't know.
I don't keep such things on my desk. I take them home immediately.
I'm putting the body on air.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Good stuff.
So put
So
the
just
front
clips in place, yeah?
like so.
All right. So what
Super
else? We've got any
detailed.
more questions here?
I'm super happy with that. I think they've done really well. I'm not looking forward to putting it back in the box
Why not?
because it was a bugger to get out, wasn't
It's
it?
got a little antenna on the top too.
Yeah, but the little
The
dunga,
rubbery one. A little what?
dunga,
Dunga.
little
Why-
dunga,
why
but
is
it's
this big
rubbery.
And the mirrors, they're rubbery too. It's super soft. So they're not going to break off.
Well, hopefully.
Because the early ones, they used to break off.
Yeah, it was all hard
Yes.
ABS.
So you just side swipe stuff and then the mirror goes
But they
flying
are
off.
quite resilient to a point.
Yes.
I mean, they're not designed to be played with by little kids.
You
or
do a little bit of
pushed or
argy-bargy, a little bit of rubbing. It's okay.
Very cool.
Mm.
Crochet Manizes.
Yep.
Check them out. All right. I think that's it for the week.
I think so. Now, I'm anticipating next week's going to be big too. So we're expecting a lot of stuff turning up.
Huge stuffs.
Yep.
Huge international stuff's coming in.
Yep.
I know that there's big RC stuff coming in next week. So from pretty much everything's going to land.
And we'll have heaps to show.
Yep.
For sure.
We actually had Orca this week too, which was last time. But I was a bit reluctant to
yes.
bring it on because it's nearly all gone.
Yep.
The Orca, those Infinite X lipos for racing, they're phenomenal.
Yep.
And we just can't keep enough of them.
Maybe we can look into that next week if we've got anything left.
Absolutely.
So how'd it go? Do we have anyone who should do a mid unboxing with the Kuma Panda character? Who's going to dress up as Kumamon? You going to dress up as Kumamon?
No,
So you get your Pokemon outfit.
I'll be
And what was the second
Pokemon.
one you were going to do?
Sailor Moon. Was that it?
Sailor Moon.
Was that it?
It was.
Was it? Or
It was.
Astro Boy? I don't know.
No, it
It
definitely wasn't
changes-
Astro Boy.
No?
It was something shocking like Sailor Moon. Sure of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you got to do a Kumamon.
Well, there's lots.
It'll look cute.
It
Maybe.
scares me when you say that.
Why? I don't know why they got to stand at you. All right. I think that's about it, eh?
That is it.
That is it.
Let's wrap it up. Let's
That's
get
it.
back to it.
Thanks for joining us again for another episode of
Hearns Live.
Hearns Live.
Yep. It's
Or
been
Dan likes to
really...
call his shows Hearns TV.
Hearns TV.
Maybe we could pick that up as well.
Yeah.
So every Friday here in Melbourne, Australia. Thanks for joining us.
Yep. And check out our YouTube stuff in between.
That's right. So we've got YouTube going out every day. We've got some RC builds getting released this weekend. We've got plastic model kit unboxings as well as some tips and tricks, things like that.
Absolutely.
And bear in mind that we've got a lot of old videos too that have got lots of tutorials in them as well.
Over 1,000, isn't it?
That's
I want
right.
to say it's over 1,000.
So just like that little tip about the glue, about doing the brush bit, you'll be able to find that all on Hearns Hobbies YouTube.
Just the tip.
That's it. And so bear in mind that we've got Instagram as well. If you prefer Instagram, we've got Twitter.
Nobody prefers Instagram.
I like Instagram.
Yeah, but you're young.
Started on TikTok too, if you want to find us there. Doing a few crazy things.
I'm not allowed on TikTok, you know that, you know.
Doesn't matter. It's a different account.
That's right.
All right. Okay, so thanks again. We'll see you next week.
And a happy Father's Day out there to all the fathers. You know, whether you're a father yourself or you know a father.
That's it.
Happy Father's Day. Hopefully we get a lot more than jocks and socks.
I could do with some jocks and socks.
Well, probably no more model kits with your, you know, everybody else is banging out about hobby stuff. You want jocks and socks.
It's cold.
All right, guys.
All right.
Thanks for watching. Happy Father's Day.
See you later. Bye-bye.